this amaze. All the things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hawking it, I'm hawking it. That if you will today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, follow me, should say every day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, it's every day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. You can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hawking it, I'm hawking it. That if you will today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, follow me, follow me, should say every day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, it's every day. Then we go and keep it holy and make it to the next day. Do you know what today is? It's our hidden history. You can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I flip the page, I see it written down again and again. I'm humble and I'm hawking it, I'm hawking it. That if you will today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, things you can learn in short space, but the time's still running, don't let it waste. Yeah, you can learn with me, cause when I'm reading, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. I see you written down again and again, I'm humbling, I'm hawking, I'm hawking it. And if you
Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Our Hidden History. You're now tuned into Our Hidden History Radio Show. All right. All praises. Hey, 1 second, man. My headphones. Yeah, mine too. Come on, IT. What's going on, IT?
Shalom.
Boy. 1 second, Israel. IT starting it already. Hey, but why they I can still talk, whatever. So last week we was going into the subsequent travels of the apostles. And I mainly dealt with Paul going into Mauritania. So we dealt with Mauritania. Now, I'm gonna stay in Mauritania. I don't want nobody to forget the thought or the point of where we at. I don't want no one to get lost. The reason why we dealing with Mauritania is because, remember, give me the book. Go back to that one book, History of the Christian Church. History of the Christian Church, page 99. History of the Christian Church, page 99. Yeah, blow that up. I don't want no one to forget the thought of why we dealing with Mauritania. Go down to the bottom. Yep.
It appears from credible records that the gospel was preached in Idumea, Syria, and Mesopotamia by Jude.
So notice it says it's credible records. Okay, it's authentic. Okay, the records show that the apostles was preaching in these areas.
In Egypt, Morocco, Mauritania.
Where?
Mauritania.
Mauritania and what? Read on.
And other parts of Africa.
By who?
By Mark.
By Mark. So, I'm sorry, I said Paul, but I'm sorry, Mark was the one that went to Mauritania and he dealt with other parts of Africa. All right. So, we're going to deal with Mauritania today. All right. We're going to be in Africa pretty much the whole day. All right. Because what we're trying to show you is who was there. Why did Mark go to Mauritania? Why did the apostles go to the other parts of Africa? We were over there. So we're going to show you evidence of us being over in these areas, okay, during the time of the apostles. Now, there's an article I brought up before, the Epik history, Epik history.
Epik history. A brief history of the Epik.
Now, I'm just bringing this up. We read this before. But it's a lot of stuff in here I missed. Because I just wanted to get to the point about us fleeing into Africa during 63 BC. So go ahead, read that.
The Epik are an ethnic group settling along the Cross River estuary and the banks of the Calabar River in Nigeria.
So the Epik settled in Nigeria near the Calabar River. Read.
And in the western Cameroon vicinity. The history of their origin and settlements dates back to the 14th century AD, following their migration from Yuan in the 13th century and to the years that marked their first settlement at Ikpine prior to them arriving at Creektown and the rest of their present riverine locations. In the antiquity sense of the name, Epik, which derives from the Hebrew word afik or hepik.
All right, so read that part again. This is what I want to get to.
In the antiquity sense of the name,
So in the ancient sense of the name Epik, go ahead.
which derives from the Hebrew word afik or hapik.
So Epik is a Hebrew word that derives from Epik or Hepik. Go ahead.
Is synonymous with Old Calabar.
And it's what?
Synonymous with Old Calabar.
So Old Calabar is where the Epik, where we settled when we fled into Africa. Okay, when we fled into Africa, we settled around Old Calabar. Now, it's saying that Old Calabar is synonymous with Epik. Now, let's see where Epik comes from. It says a Hebrew word. Let's get that in the scriptures. Read that.
The book of Judges, chapter 1 and verse 31. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Echoe,
So we dealing with Asher. Asher, go ahead.
nor the,
The tribe of Asher. Read.
nor the inhabitants of Zidon,
Read.
nor of Ahalab, nor of Akzib, nor of Helbah, nor of Afik.
Nor of what?
Afik.
Epik. Epik was a town of Asher. So it's no coincidence that the Epik that fled in 63 BC into Nigeria, that they called themselves Epik after Asher. Okay, that could have been what? The tribe of Asher. They could have been of the tribe of Asher. They just called them, they kept their tribal name. All right, they kept their tribal name. So, because a lot of, when we migrated, when we fled into Africa and so forth, when we gained our settlements over in Africa, we kept a lot of our names. Like Ashan, Ashanti. Ashan means the people of. The people of Ashan, which is also in the Bible. That was a city of Judah. All right, so now we have here the Epik, which is Asher, a city of Asher. All right, also Yoruba. Yoruba is Jeroboam. Yoruba, meaning may the people be great. That's what Yoruba means. So we kept those names, letting you know who we were, the Israelites. All right, read on.
Both names have been used interchangeably in nearly all historical accounts of the Epik for over 6 centuries, from the 15th to the 21st. The Epik aboriginals are recorded to have migrated from Palestine.
So this is what we brought out the last time we read this article. They migrated from where?
Palestine.
From Palestine. Read. In 63. No, I'm jumping ahead. Go ahead.
Following the Roman conquest in 63 BC.
By Pompey. It was by Pompey. Pompey conquered Palestine 63 BC. So the Epik were one of our tribes that fled into Africa 63 BC. All right, go ahead.
And the resulting revolts against the conquest in the 1st and the 2nd centuries AD drifted through Egypt and the Nile into ancient Nubia and passed through Sudan into Nigeria in the 10th century AD to establish the city-states clans of Old Calabar in the southeastern part of the country.
Watch this.
The 12 original clans sojourned at Ibom and Aruchukwu.
Now, the 12 original clans translate to the 12 original tribes. Clans mean tribes. Read. So they organized themselves as 12 tribes. There's no coincidence of how they doing things, right? Go ahead.
And later left this area, finding residency in such places as Nwang, Inoing, Ito, Ukwa, and Iki, where to this day they are neighbors to Umam, Agwagun, and Aruchukwu.
That's okay, man. You be all right. Just go down to the third paragraph.
Mercy.
Therefore,
the answer to the question of the Palestine origin of the Epik rests compellingly on the Akak theory.
Read.
As it does on Hope Waddell's advancing proof of origin based on the Epik retention of aspects of the Oriental culture, partly due to the ever-abiding Jewish names among the Epik.
So we even kept our Israelitish names amongst us. Like what?
Such as Ephraim.
Such as Ephraim, read.
And Adam.
And Adam. We kept those names amongst us. Read.
And partly the argument that the Nisbiti pictographic script of the Ekpi fraternity of the Epik is reminiscent of the Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Hey, jump down to In addition, you see, in addition to the Hebrew derived.
In addition to the Hebrew-derived name of the late prominent Epik economist, historian, and social scientist, Chief Dr. E.U. OHH-ECHOES, see 1 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 21, and giving the following Epik names that derive from the Orient.
So, listen, these names, we're going to try to read them. They derive from the Orient. The Orient just means the Near East. Okay, the Orient is another name for the Near East. All right, so let's read some of these names.
Asari.
Asari.
Ashari.
So Asari, the Epik word Asari is Ashari from the Near East. Go ahead.
Akak, in the Epik, Akkad, Oriental.
All right, go ahead.
Abasi, Abasa, Adam, Anem, Duke, Edom, Edom.
So Edom, it's Edom. Go ahead.
Edninian, Atheni, Afik, Etam, Econom, Elkanim.
Elkanim. All right, go down. Let me see if I want anything else out of here. Read the Epik. Yeah, that's it. You can drop that. So the Epik is possibly, that was Asher. Okay, they just kept their name. All right, Asher. Epik. That probably settled near Old Calabar. Now, let's get me 1 second. If y'all have anything, you bring something up. Hey, go to the give me that page Morocco. Give me Morocco real quick. Yep. So look, now we're going back to Mauritania. I just wanted to bring that out. I brought it last time. I missed a lot of stuff in there. All right. So now let's go back to Mauritania. Read that.
Morocco. The kingdom of Morocco, together with that of Fez, contains the whole country known to the ancients by the name of Mauritania Tigantana.
Now, Bishop was bringing out about Morocco last night. How they dealt with the earthquake and the floods and all of that. All right. They're being judged right now. Because remember, we brought out about the Haritans. The Haritans, they have us as slaves over there. The Arabs still got us as slaves. They call us Haritans. Remember, the Haritans were descendants of the slaves that the Arabs initially had took. So they just still calling us Haritan, meaning slave. They still calling us slaves over there. All right? So they're getting judged right now by the Most High. All right? Because they still have us as slaves over there. Read that.
So-called from its chief city, Tangier, whose inhabitants were called by the Greeks Mororici, by the Latins Mori. That is Moors.
That is Moors. So Mari means Moors. Read.
According to their color.
According to what?
Their color.
So we will call Mari or Moors according to our color. Read.
Which was either olivaster or black.
Now, you know how sometimes they say Christ is olive. So here they let you know olive means black. Because olive only comes in what? 3 colors. Black, green, and brown. Okay, read on.
It is bounded on the west and by the north by the Great Sea and the Bay de las Yucas.
That's all I want. You can drop that. Give me the next one. Give me the next page. Now, that book, go back to that book. I'm sorry. Go back to the book. Now, this book is from 1671. It's called A Description of Africa. The leadership have used it. Bishop brought it out numerous times. All right. The same book called Description of Africa by John Ogilby. All right. Go ahead. You can take that down. Now, remember, don't forget the thought. Mark went to Mauritania during the reign of Claudius, which is around about 50 AD, somewhere around there. 40, 45, somewhere, 45 AD, somewhere around there. He went to Mauritania to spread the gospel. What I'm proving to you is who was there. Read.
Hannibal against Rome, 264 to 202 BC.
Now, this book is Caesar and Christ. Go ahead.
Carthage. Some 1,100 years before our era, the inquisitive traders of Phoenicia discovered the mineral wealth of Spain.
Drop down. Go up. Yeah, no, you good. The highlight. I want the highlight. That's it.
The Latins gave the name Africa to the region around Carthage and Utica.
So Esau is who gave the name Africa. They named it after Scipio Africanus. All right. The Latins gave the name Africa to the region around Carthage and Utica. Read.
And followed the Greeks in calling its Semitic population.
And followed the who?
Greeks in calling its Semitic population.
What?
Poni or
Phoenicians.
Phoenicians.
Hey, so remember, this is all brought out episodes ago. I'm just recapping. All right. So we were called Phoenicians. Read.
The sieges of Tyre by Shalmaneser, Nebuchadnezzar, and Alexander drove many wealthy Tyrians to Africa. Most of them went to Carthage and made it a new center of Phoenician trade.
So a lot of us went to Carthage. So when Shalmaneser, Nebuchadnezzar, and all of them came in, we fled into North Africa. That's what happened. We fled into North Africa. And we built the city called Carthage. Go ahead.
Carthage grew in power and splendor as Tyre and Sidon declined.
Right, read.
The strengthened city drove the African natives farther and farther inland.
So wherever we go, we take over. So when we fleeing into North Africa now, we drive the natives, Ham, further and further inland. Read.
Ceased to pay tribute to them. Exacted.
So we ceased to pay tribute to them. Read.
Exacted tribute from them.
And we started taking tribute from them. Read.
And
they became subject to us in North Africa. Because look, this all happened around 900, 800 BC when we fled into North Africa. All right, we fled into Spain. This is the time we started fleeing into all those areas. North Africa, up into Spain, Britain. All right, that's when you had the Silures, okay, the Gauls. All right, we're gonna get into all that. That's what Hannibal and all of them were. Go ahead.
And used them as slaves and serfs in its homes and fields.
So we had Ham as our slaves and our serfs in our fields. Okay. All right. So now go to the next page for me. Do I want that? Yeah. Read that. Hey, because a lot of the pages I'm going to use, you'll see that it says oral Wikipedia. You'll see it says oral tradition. When we talk about our people in Africa, it says, oh, oral tradition says this, oral tradition says that. But let's see why. Read that.
And the before mentioned writer Ibn al-Rakik sets forth that the Romans, after their conquest, destroyed all the ancient records and African books.
What did the Romans do?
Destroyed all the ancient records and African books.
So they destroyed all our records and all our ancient records and African books that we had. Go ahead.
Introducing in place thereof their own name.
They did what?
Introducing in place thereof their own name.
So Esau put their own name on Africa. Give me that scripture, Psalm 49:11. Esau came and put their own name on Africa, just like they do everywhere else.
The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11.
Read.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
So Esau inward thought in their minds is that their houses are going to continue. They don't think nothing's going to happen to them. For all the atrocities, the rape, rob, murder, the pillage that they did to us, they think they good. They don't think nothing's going to happen to them. They've been getting away with it for so long. So they think that everything that they built, the cities and so forth, is all going to continue forever. They always thinking that they're always going to be the superpower. No one could take them down. Right? Who on the earth right now can destroy Esau? Can destroy their armies? So that's why they have that thought that their houses will continue forever. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And their dwelling places to all generations. That's why they have that old money. They hand that money down to their descendants and so forth. They keep it going. They keep that thing going. Go ahead.
They call their lands after their own name.
And they do what?
They call their lands after their own name.
Esau called all their lands after their own name, just like Africa. All right, just like Africa. So, y'all got anything?
Just like America as well.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Like America Vespucci. All right, they put their names on everything. Okay, go back. Read from the top again.
Yes, sir. And the before-mentioned writer, Ibn al-Rakik, sets forth that the Romans, after their conquest, destroyed all the ancient records and African books, introducing...
So they destroyed all... Hey, look, the Greeks did it. Remember in Maccabees, they were burning our records, burning our Bibles and so forth. And if you were... give me that. Yep. Give me that. I think it's First Maccabees. I think it's in 157 or something.
156, 57.
Yeah. The Greeks did the same thing, man.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
They did what?
They burnt them with fire.
There you go. They burnt them with fire. Read.
And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament.
And if you had any records, if you had the Bible, any of your records of your family, your genealogy, anything, go ahead.
Or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death.
So if you were found with the Bible in your hand, all right, or any of your records of your family, any ancient records, you will put to death. All right, so the Greeks did it, and now we're reading about Rome. And don't be surprised if it happens again. All right, bring that page back up.
You know what, officer?
Yep.
There's nothing new. They did it during the time of the Greeks, also during the time of the Babylonians, because we always had our records
Yes.
in our temple.
Yes.
They were the ones that actually burnt the temple to the ground.
Hey, you know, it's crazy, too. That's one of the reasons why Edom is called the daughter of Babylon, too, because not the other nations was doing that. It was Edom and Babylon that burned down all our records and all that stuff.
Say erase it, race it.
Yeah.
Race it to the ground. That goes with Psalms 83 also. Give me Psalms 83. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. Because Esau had a purpose behind this. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace.
Read.
And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So listen, God has enemies. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate God have lifted up their head with pride. Okay, that's your world councils, your think tanks, so forth, your League of Nations. All right, they all come together. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And the whole purpose is to take crafty counsel against the Israelites, against us blacks and Hispanics. Read. And natives.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they consulted against us. Read.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
So we show an example of how they was cutting us off from being a nation. Here we in the Roman captivity, and we showing that, look, the Romans destroyed our records, any records that we had of ourselves. They destroyed all our ancient records and African books that we kept as we was fleeing into Africa. When we migrated into Africa, they came and took all that out. They'll burn those books. Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that our name will be no more in remembrance. All right. They did the same thing today. Okay. Now, why you think now we all of a sudden being called Negroes, niggas, spics, I'm African American? Where's our records at, or who we really are? They got that stuff hiding in the Vatican. Those records, they in the Vatican. They in the what they call
secure lockdown places.
Yeah,
Library of Congress.
Yes, that's what the Library of Congress. They have all our records. All right, and that's why look, what we have here. That's why the Lord said, "Hold fast what you have," because all we have right now is this Bible. All right, as far as going back, before slavery and so forth. But now, we got the books that's backing up the Bible. But as far as going all the way back, this is our source right here. Why? Because this is our source of salvation. So this is all we need right now. Go ahead.
And part of that secret council, too, they might not have burned the books in this time as of yet. But what they did do is make the different versions to confuse you.
Yep.
Oh, we get the NIV, the ESV. So now, hey, it's all the same. Just read those.
Right.
Taking you away from the King James version.
Taking you away from the King James. That's right. Yeah, just like this picture right here. They can see that on the screen. Put that up. Look, they do a diligent search, man. They keep all our records. You can call up a vital statistic right now. They have everything on you. You can call up some of these historians, these libraries and so forth, and anything on slavery, they got it. They have it because they keep the records, or they burnt. Back then they burned them, but now they keep them. Because why? They still got to study us. Right. You understand? So go back to the book. Finish reading it.
And the before-mentioned writer Ibn al-Warqi sets forth that the Romans, after their conquest, destroyed all the ancient records and African books, introducing in place thereof their own name,
Read.
which in small time so prevailed with a shining luster, that their honor and glory alone remained, and the African letters so totally blotted out.
So the African letters, meaning the Hebrew letters, so what?
So totally blotted out.
Read.
That without any glimmering thereof, they now write all in Arabic.
So they took away, they pretty much obliterated our language. So now we all writing in Arabic now. At that time, that's what we was writing in. All right. Now, hey, you see the underline? Blow that up. You always got to look at these footnotes.
The Romans utterly obliterated all Punic records,
Go ahead.
books, and histories.
So the Romans utterly obliterated all Punic. Punic means Hebrew. Punic means Hebrew records, books, and histories. They got rid of all that. So you don't even know. They made sure they dumbed us down, erased their history. So that's why you have a lot of the sites, the links, and the books I have is going to say oral tradition because they got rid of all that.
That's why in Revelations it says we stood up to the amazement of everybody else. Because like, how the hell did they know this?
Yes.
When we burned and took everything that they ever had.
They spend billions of dollars to hide this stuff from us.
Yeah, one thing they forgot, there's a God.
There is a God.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how good my God is.
All praises. All praises. All right. Hey, give me the next page. Now, Shatiel had brought this book out. Now, watch this. This is going back to Herod. This is going back to Herod. Watch what Herod did. Herod the Great. Watch this.
The whole body of Israel was divided into 12 tribes.
So the whole body of Israel, we was divided into 12 tribes. Read.
And public records were kept.
And we kept public records. Go ahead.
Wherein everyone's genealogy was registered.
Like we were reading Ezra. Like we reading Matthew.
The
Chronicles. We had our own vital statistics, so to speak. Read that. Go back. Go read that again. Read it again.
The whole body of Israel was divided into 12 tribes, and public records were kept.
Hey, let's get an example of that. Go. Let me see. I think I want Esdras. You know how Esdras can go all the way back to Aaron? Give me. Yeah. I just want one example. Matter of fact, get Christ. Go to Christ.
Okay.
That'll be, yeah, let's get that because they think he's born immaculately. Get Matthew's 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 1. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ.
So this is the book of the generation of Christ. Read.
The son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob. And Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. And Judas begot Perez, and Zerah of Tamar. And Perez begot Ezram.
So we in Genesis right now. Go ahead.
And Ezram begot Aram. And Aram begot Aminadab. And Aminadab begot Naason. And Nason.
So now we in Exodus when we came out of Egypt. All right, with Aminadab and Nahshon. Go ahead.
And Naason begot Salmon. And Salmon begot Boaz of Rechab. And Boaz begot Obed of Ruth.
Read.
And Obed begot Jesse. And Jesse begot David the king. And David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias.
Read.
And Solomon begot Rehoboam. And Rehoboam begot Abiah. And Abiah begot Asa. And Asa begot Jehoshaphat.
So we in the kings now. Go ahead.
And Jehoshaphat begot Joram. And Joram begot Uzzias. And Uzzias begot Jotham. And Jotham begot Achaz. And Achaz begot Ezekias. And Ezekias begot Manasseh. And Manasseh begot Ammon. And Ammon begot Josias. And Josias begot Jeconiah and his brethren. About the time they were carried away to Babylon.
So now we in captivity. Go ahead.
And after they were brought...
Still, look, from Genesis on up, now we in captivity. Still kept that genealogy going. Go ahead.
And after they were brought to Babylon, Jeconiah begot Salathiel. And Salathiel begot Zerubbabel. And Zerubbabel begot Abihud. And Abihud begot Eliakim. And Eliakim begot Azor. And Azor begot Sadak. And Sadak begot Akim. And Akim begot Elihud. And Elihud begot Eleazar.
Read.
And Eleazar begot Methan. And Methan begot Jacob.
Read.
And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born
of
Jesus.
Joseph and Mary, Jesus. Read.
Who is called Christ.
So that is the whole that was the example of us keeping our genealogical records. All right. Now,
Go
ahead.
We got Nehemiah.
I was going to go to Ezra, but we...
No, go ahead. Whatever you go.
Yes, Nehemiah 7, just for the proof. We're not going to read the whole thing, but go to verse 61.
Nehemiah chapter 7 and verse 61. And these were they which went up also from Telmala, Teharesha, Karab, Adon, and Immer. But they could not shew their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Israel.
So that was a register of the genealogy of our records. So when Nehemiah went back to the land, and those was some of the brothers that they could not find their name in their registry.
Right.
So they could not get any offices in the temple.
Right.
So to show you we had our record.
Right.
So because they burned the records, and that's the reason why you see all this book right now that leadership is fighting. They always says white eye only. So what they did was they destroyed it, and then they put it in a certain book that circulated among themselves.
Right.
So that they know who we are. And in slavery, we could not read and write. So they figured out we will never find these things out. But like you said, like we said,
There's a God.
there's a God.
That's right.
That is, you know what I'm saying? There's a God.
Hey, remember Bishop said that they paid this Edomite. They paid him, what, millions of dollars or something? He sat in the, he just read books.
He left once a week or something like that to give.
Yeah, he left the house once a week to go get a burger or something.
All he do is just study.
He just studied, and they paid him for that. But these are the things that they do because they keep it amongst themselves.
But that scripture, Amos 3:6.
Excuse me.
Show, do nothing, show
Oh, yes. 8.
8 and 6. 6
3.
and 8. Sorry, 2 and 8.
3 and 8, yes, sir. The book of Amos, verse 7. Chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants,
So
the
that
prophets.
The most I say, I ain't going to do nothing. It's all right, go ahead. You know, all this thing you're doing, you think I'm with you. You're hiding, you know, your lies. All right, it's cool. But I'm not going to do nothing. All I got to do is just turn the switch on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Right,
put
right.
the Holy Spirit on them, bloop, and then I'm going to reveal everything to them. And right now, our enemies is found to be a liar.
Found to be liars.
Like the time that you come from, Officer Laquat, like you said, they did, the elders, you said, had a dream about the 12 tribes and who they were. You can't fight against that.
The Most High just reveal it to them. Like,
reveal it.
you know.
All praise. Yeah. Finish up that book. Yep.
The whole body of Israel was divided into 12 tribes, and public records were kept, wherein every...
And they were serious. These public records we kept, just like Officer Quack just showed, we didn't play we had genealogy to show like, yo, I don't see your name here, my man. you what family?
Yeah, you say you're a Levite?
You say you're a Levite.
Bro.
You from Judah? So we didn't play games with our records. Go ahead. With our genealogy. Read.
Wherein everyone's genealogy was registered
Watch this.
to manifest unto what particular tribe he belonged.
What happened? Read.
These records
The genealogies. Read.
Herod burnt.
What Herod do to our genealogy records?
Burnt.
He burnt them. Read.
Hoping that in after ages
up to now, read,
he might be thought originally
an Israelite. That's why you think he an Israelite. It says Herod the king. You think he an Israelite?
He's Jewish.
Yeah, right. He's Jewish. Damn. Read that again, bro.
These records Herod burnt.
So Herod burnt all of our records. Our registry that we had of what tribe we were, the families we came from, he burnt them. Go ahead.
Hoping that in after ages he might be thought originally an Israelite.
So he was hoping that up to now, you'll be like, yo, Herod, he's an Israelite.
And that's why when you talk to the Jewish people and you ask them what tribe, they're all from Judah. Right. You ask them, what happened to Benjamin and Levi? They can tell you. And all of them is Judah.
Right.
We all Jews, that's it.
Right.
But there was 12 tribes. What happened to them? Well, we don't know what happened. You know, all that technology, all the money and the power in the world that you have, if you was a true Israelite, you would find out where your brothers are.
Right.
You don't find that suspicious?
Very suspicious.
You don't find that suspicious.
This right here, it shows that Esau, they think years in ahead.
Yo,
years
after ages, bro. After ages. That's right. They think years ahead. All right. Get that scripture. Get that. Psalm 64. They 10 steps ahead of us. You see how after ages. He thinking all the way into the future.
They think 50, 60 years ahead of us.
50, 60 years ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
So, look, listen. When you think about what he did, that was deep thinking. That was very deep. Let me go burn all their genealogies so in the after ages, they'll think that I'm an Israelite. That's deep as hell. How you think that? You see how far their mind go? They're already ahead.
Not only they're saying the Israelite, now the Christian as well.
Right. They all over the place, man.
All over. Got our book. We got a scripture?
Yes, sir.
Psalm 50, verse 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50 and
That's
verse...
the reason why when you read that scripture in Psalm, they think their house is going to go forever. Yeah, we don't.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect example.
Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked, God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
So according to the Bible, the so-called white men, the so-called Jews, they are the wicked. So God is saying unto the wicked, what the hell are you doing having my book in your hand? We don't.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy
He's
mouth,
saying that you're a Jew. You're a Christian. Go ahead.
seeing that thou hatest instruction.
God said you hate instruction. You don't do nothing what the Bible says. You hate the instruction that's in the Bible. Go ahead.
And casteth my words behind thee.
We don't.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him,
Because you're a thief. Go ahead.
and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil,
Right.
and thy tongue frameth
See
deceit.
that deceit. Burn the books and lie and say that you are the Jews.
Right.
You're the Christian.
Hey,
God and Christ look like you.
I'm sorry. Put the pictures up as he talking. Put them up. You can put them up.
Go. See that? Call him the son of God. You're the son of the devil. That's what you are. Go ahead.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
See that? Speak against your. You're not the Jew. You're African American. You're a nigger. You're a Haitian.
Right.
You're a Dominican. You're not the real Jews.
Right.
Where's your record? You don't have them. Why? Because you burned them.
You burned them.
And you hide them.
Damn.
Them devil. Go ahead.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
See that? On their media, they're slanderers, like with the thief, with the murderers, with the liars, with the drug dealers. Meanwhile, the Negro don't have no damn a factory that's making weapons.
Right.
Right.
They don't know how to process coke.
Right.
They don't have the boat and the airplane, you understand, to transport the damn drugs.
Right.
But you put it in our community, put it in our hand to kill each other, and then now you're going to put us on TV as with the killers, with the murderers.
Villainizers.
You see what I'm saying? Read that part again.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Read.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's
Right.
son.
So you keep slandering us. Go ahead.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
So all these things, and that's why Psalms 83 say, oh Lord, don't keep silence.
Right.
So
right.
all these things that you're doing to us, the Lord keeps silence. Why? Because we have to go through those things. Because we break God's commandment. We are the real Jews with the Israelites. We don't.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as
Yeah,
thyself.
so in his mind, he really think he's God. The Most High is with me. He said, God bless America. So you think God is with you. Go ahead.
But I will reprove thee,
God's Most High says he's going to correct you. Go ahead.
and set them in order before thine eyes.
This is what's happening right now. The Most High is revealing the secret of who we are right before your eyes. Go ahead.
That's right.
Now consider this,
Now,
ye
listen.
that forget God,
Go ahead.
lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
All right. So there you go. So that's a message to our people. Stop forgetting God.
Right.
Come back to who you are. Go ahead.
All right, yes, sir. All praises, all praises. Hey, now let's get back to my Mauritania. Let's get back to Mauritania. So, pull up the link, the Wikipedia before, BAFOUR. Yes, pull that up.
The before are a group of people inhabiting Mauritania and Western Sahara.
All right. So the before are people inhabiting Mauritania and Western Sahara. Right. Go ahead.
Their origins most likely untimely lie in the Mandi people,
So the Mandi peoples, we're gonna touch on them too. All right. Read on.
only to later be absorbed by groups such as the Wolof,
So the Wolof. Go ahead.
Serer,
Uh huh.
Fulani,
Uh huh.
or Tuareg.
So these are tribes that's over in that area in West Africa. Go ahead.
Scholars such as H.T. Norris describe before as a loose term to encompass the pre-Senhaja peoples, who were part Berber, part Negro, and part Semite.
Read that again. Read that again. They were part what?
Part Berber,
Uh-huh.
part Negro, and part Semite.
You see how they split it up though?
Yeah.
Yo, he's all crazy.
Crap.
So they let you look. We were there, the Israelites. All right, we got numerous. Went over numerous past shows. We went over who the Berbers were. All right, now Ishmael was mixed in there as far as Berbers, but we were the majority of the Berbers that came through. All right, that Berber just means inhabitants of North Africa. That's all it means. So it says part Berber, part Negro, and part Semite. It letting you know who was over there. Go ahead.
And
Like
others
the Israelites was there. Read.
And others describe them as Mandi agriculturists who inhabited that area prior to the arrival of the Berbers.
Read. So saying the Mandi agriculturalists inhabited that area of Mauritania prior to the arrival of the Berbers. All right, go ahead.
Others say they occupied these territories in the 15th century and before the end of the 17th century and were comprised by various groups, including the Wolof, Berber, and Fula.
Go down. Right here. Read that history.
History. The Bafour were a settled people at the time of the Neolithic era.
So that's the what they call that, radiocarbon. They go all the way back to 12,000 million BC and all that other nonsense with that Neolithic era. But go ahead, read on.
According to their oral tradition,
You see that? According to oral traditions. That's all we have now. According to oral tradition, go ahead.
they lived in the Western Sahara and gradually migrated southward.
Read.
Charles Malalimu describes them as African black agriculturalists,
Read on.
subsequently replaced by the Berber. Anthony Pazanita refers to them as a pastoral pastoral pre-Berber people who migrated to the area during Neolithic times. Ancestors of the Soninke people and other Mandi people.
So they saying that the before are ancestors of the Soninke people and other Mandi peoples. So let's deal with the Soninke. Who were the Soninke? But first, give me pre-colonial Mauritania. So we're going to go into the Soninke and the Mandi.
Pre-colonial Mauritania.
Go down. Go down, go down. Early history. Give me early history. Read that.
The prehistory of the West Saharan region is not fully characterized. There are some written accounts by medieval Arab traders and explorers who reached the important caravan trading centers and Sudanic kingdoms of eastern Mauritania. But the major sources of pre-European history are oral history.
Once again, oral history, meaning word of mouth. Go ahead.
Legends. And archaeological evidence.
That's Esau going over there digging up stuff. That's the only way. That's what archaeological evidence. They're getting paid millions of dollars to go over there and do a diligent search. Go ahead.
These sources.
So, but when it comes to us, we have our oral history and we have our legends. All right. But the archaeological evidence, that's Esau. Go ahead.
These sources indicate that during the millennia preceding the Christian era, the Sahara was a more habitable region than it is today and supported a flourishing culture. In the area that is now Mauritania,
read.
The Balfour.
The Balfour, read.
A proto-Berber people whose descendants may be the coastal and Maruguan fishermen were hunters, pastoralists, and fishermen.
Read.
Valley cultivators who may have been black ancestors of the riverine Tuakola and Wolof peoples.
Read.
Lived alongside the Balfour. Dahar Tichet is the oldest surviving archaeological settlements in West Africa.
So we're going to deal with teach it. We're going to deal with that too. Go ahead.
And the oldest of all stone-based settlements south of the Sahara.
Watch this.
It was built by the Soninke people.
By the who?
By the Soninke people.
So keep that word in mind. Soninke. Keep the Soninke people in mind. Read.
Or by the Sarahs.
Read.
And it's thought to be the precursor of the Ghana Empire.
Remember, we ruled the Ghana Empire. I'm showing you who was there, though, before Mark, the apostle Mark, disciple Mark, went over there to spread the gospel. Go ahead.
It was being settled around 2000 BCE.
So basically, we moved into these areas during the era of BC, before Christ. So we moved into these areas. We was there already. Okay, we was there already. And we just gradually migrated. We split up. We migrated, went south. Some of us went more west. Okay, some of us went more south than others. All right, we were just looking for other lands. Go ahead. In Africa, read.
Climatic changes and perhaps overgrazing led to a gradual desiccation of the Sahara and the southward movement of these people.
You see that? But we started in Mauritania. That's where we were. Read.
The Romans did some expeditions south of their Mauritania Tingitana, perhaps reaching the area north of the river Senegal, populated by the Farousi tribe.
Read. Go down. Let me see. Anything else I want out of here? All right, that's it. Drop that. Give me the next one. Yeah, give me Mandi.
Mandi peoples.
Yep.
Often misused to refer to the Mandinka people.
Now, everything is all going to link up. It's all going to link. I know it's a lot right now. It's all going to link up. Okay, who these people were, who they were. All right, go ahead.
An ethnicity under the Mandi language classification and their historical homeland, Mandi region. Also not to be confused with Manding speakers, sometimes referred to as Mandan.
Go down. You start. Yeah, you can go ahead.
The Mandi peoples are an ethno-linguistic grouping of native African ethnic groups who speak Mandi languages. Mm-hmm. Various Mandi-speaking ethnic groups are found particularly in the western regions of West Africa. Excuse me. The Mandi-speaking languages are divided into two primary groups, East Mandi and West Mandi.
Read.
The Mandinka or Malinke, a western branch of the Mandi, are credited with the founding of the largest ancient West African empires.
Okay, meaning what? The Ghana Empire and the Mali Empire. Read.
Other large Mandi-speaking ethnicities include the Soninke
Go to Soninke again. Go ahead.
and Susu,
Read.
as well as smaller ethnic groups such as the Ligbi, Vai, and Bissa.
Go down to where it says Islam.
Islam has played a central role in identifying the Mandi-speaking people who originate and live in the Sahel regions.
Read.
The Mandinka and Soninke have been described as transcending individual tribal affiliations. Influences from Mandi-speaking people have historically spread far beyond immediate areas to other neighboring Muslim West African groups who inhabited the Sahel and Savannah.
Read.
The Mandi-speaking people conducted increased trade down the river Niger, or overland, and achieved military conquest with the expansion of the Ghana Empire,
Read.
Mali Empire,
The Mali Empire. Go ahead.
Kabu, and Wassoulou states.
So remember the Mali Empire, that was Mansa Musa. All right, Mansa Musa. All right, he ruled the Mali Empire, one of the rulers of the Mandi. He was just the richest that ruled it. All right, the more famous one. Okay, go down to the history Central Sahara.
After the Kel Asuf period and Roundhead period.
Go down. I don't want all that. Let me see. Go down. Tichi culture.
Tichi culture. After migrating from the Central Sahara, Proto-Mandi peoples established their civilization in the Tichi region of the Western Sahara. The Tichi tradition of southeastern Mauritania dates from 2200 BCE to 200 BCE.
So the Tichi tradition of southeastern Mauritania dates from 22 BCE to 200 BC. Go ahead.
Tichi culture at Dahar Nima, Dahar Tagit, Dahar Tichi, and Dahar Walata included a four-tiered hierarchical social structure.
All right, so the Tichi civilization language, we were there. Go down. Yeah, Ghana Empire, read that.
Since around, even prior to 1500 BCE, a number of clans of Proto-Soninke descent.
So a number of clans of Proto-Soninke descent from around 1500 BC. Go ahead.
The oldest branch of the Mandi-speaking peoples.
So the Soninke is the oldest branch of the Mandi-speaking peoples. They're the oldest. Read.
Came together under the leadership of Dinga Sise. The nation comprised a confederation of three independent.
So it said, now, let me show you about Dinga Sise. We're gonna get that. Read on.
The nation comprised a confederation of three independent, freely allied states, Mali, Mimba, and Ouagadougou, and 12 garrisoned provinces.
You notice we always use 12 of everything? Because that was us, the Israelites. So we always like split up into like 12 city-states, 12 clans. We still kept our pretty much our tribe. We were still there. We just split up into our tribes, pretty much. Go ahead.
Located midway between the desert, the main source of salt, and the gold fields of the upper Senegal River to the south.
Read.
The Confederation had a good location to take advantage of trade with the surrounding cities. They traded with the north by a coastal route leading to Morocco via Sijomasa.
Right, go down. Let me see if I want anything else. All right, no, that's it. All right, give me Soninke now. Soninke. We've been reading about them. Who were they?
Soninke people. The Soninke people are a West African Mandi-speaking ethnic group found in Mali, southern Mauritania, eastern Senegal, the Gambia, and Guinea, especially Fouta de Djallon. They speak the Soninke language.
So the Soninke people spoke the Soninke language. That's where the name comes from. All our names over in Africa sometimes come from the actual language we spoke. All right, go ahead.
Also called the Sarakhule
or Serakole. Go ahead.
Or Azer language, which is one of the Mandi languages. Soninke people were the founders of the
the
ancient
ahead.
empire of Ghana.
So the Soninke were the founders of the ancient empire of Ghana. Hey, do we have you know what? I'll do that after break. Keep going.
Or Ouagadougou, 200 to 1240 CE. Subgroups of Soninke include the Morocco,
So we just kept splitting up, man, in different groups, splitting up. And that's why you have all these different groups today. Go ahead.
Jakhanke,
Uh-huh.
and Wangara. When the Ghana Empire was destroyed, the resulting diaspora brought Soninkes to Mali.
So guess what? Mali Empire was still the Soninke. I'm going to show you that. Go ahead.
Mauritania,
Mm-hmm.
Senegal, Gambia, Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire.
He said, well, that's French, right?
Côte d'Ivoire.
Officer Lacroix, we're going to need you to.
Yes, yeah, that's French.
No, officer, we need you to say it.
Oh, Côte d'Ivoire.
There you go. Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
All praises.
Ivory Coast.
Oh, that's Ivory Coast. Okay. All praises. All right, go ahead.
Guinea Conakry, modern-day Republic of Ghana, Kano in Nigeria, and Guinea-Bissau, where some of this trading diaspora was called Wangara.
So listen, once Empire of Ghana was destroyed, we ended up splitting up and going to all these different areas. That's all. That's all it's saying. Right? Read on.
Predominantly Muslims, the Soninke were one of the early ethnic groups from West Africa to convert to Islam in about the 10th century.
So they were the Soninke were one of the earliest groups to convert to Islam. And we're going to show you what they called themselves, those that converted to Islam. All right? Drop that one. Let's go to the next. Anybody got anything? Y'all just taking it in? Yes, sir. I know it's a lot. Hey, go to the next one. Let me see. Hey, give me the page now. Page 77. I'm telling you, it's all going to link up. The Soninke, remember they convert to Islam. What did they call themselves when they convert to Islam? Read that.
Mandingos.
The Mandingos. Read that.
The tribe in the immediate neighborhood of the British Gambia is the Mandingo.
Go ahead.
A tall, athletic, warlike race of men who are always carrying on war with one another.
That sounds like Jake, man. Just fighting, always fighting, hating on each other. So they always carried on war with one another. Go ahead.
They are divided into two great classes.
So listen, the Mandigos are divided into two great classes. Read.
Marabouts.
The Marabouts and who?
And Soninkes.
And the Soninkes. The Soninkes. Read.
The Soninkes are pagans who do not believe in any religion.
Uh-huh.
The Marabouts, however, are Mohammedans or followers of the great false prophet.
You see that? The Soninke, they ain't believe in no religion. Because why? They followed the Most High. Right? But then you have those of us that converted over to Islam, and that group was called the Mandingos that ruled the Mali Empire. Go ahead.
You know what year that book was written?
Yes, 1861.
So in 1861, they know that Muhammad was a false prophet.
Right.
The great false prophet.
The great, not just a.
You understand? So now when we said it, you got our people want to kill us and fight us.
Right.
for
But it's telling you here.
prophets. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Listen
That
to
was
your
written
slave master.
while you was in slavery. That the so-called white men that write this book saying that the Mohammedans and their followers, they are the followers of the great false prophet.
Right.
Hey.
It's right there in front of you. Hey, we didn't write the
Right.
book.
Exactly.
Right.
Damn. Read on.
Kill the messenger.
Yeah.
We're just a messenger.
Damn. Damn. Go ahead.
The
Read that.
Soninkes are strictly the
No, but the Mandingo Marabouts.
But the Mandingo Marabouts are not exclusively called Marabouts, as all Mohammedans receive the same appellation. Thus, there are Jollof Marabouts and Yoruba Marabouts.
Watch this.
The Soninkes are strictly the non-Mohammedan portion of the
Mandingos. Same people. But read that part again.
The Saninkes are strictly the non-Mohammedan portion of the Mandingos.
So they're just the non-Mohammedan portion of the Mandingos. Same people,
And
man.
that's division right there.
That's division.
Yo, let me get Mark 3 real quick. And this is why today you have the black Muslims fighting us.
Yes.
You see
Same
what I'm
thing,
saying?
man.
Same thing. So
We're just in America now.
right. And so the white man knows that, so he'll be like, yo, we got to keep them divided.
Right.
And Christ wrote about it. Mark 3, verse 25.
The book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 25.
Start at verse 24.
Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot
And
stand.
that's why we failed.
Right.
Because we keep fighting with some people. Now we separate ourselves. Some of us in paganism, and some of them are not in paganism. Now they're fighting each other. Same people, same house. We don't.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
So the house of Israel cannot stand if we are, one of us is following the laws of God and the other one is in paganism. And
Right.
Christianity, Islam is pagan religion. It's not our custom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, give me the earth and its inhabitants, West Africa. The earth and its inhabitants, West Africa. Not that page. Not that page. Damn, you ain't see the page before that? Right there. Go down to the bottom to highlight. We just want to highlight it. Read the title.
The Seracoles,
So remember, the Sinike also called the Seracoles, right? Go ahead.
Kasankes, and Jalankes,
Uh-huh.
the predominant Negro element in the Middle Senegal region, formerly known as the Gollum country,
Uh-huh.
are commonly known by the name of Seracole.
Right? Who
They-
are they? No, man. Yo, bro, what are you going to? I don't want that one. I put them in order. Right there.
They call themselves Seninke.
So they call themselves what?
Seninke,
So the Seracoles are called Seninke. Hey, read on. Watch this.
which is said to have originally meant white.
Yo, Esau is crazy. Esau is crazy as hell.
Oh no, just go up. What's up? The picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yo,
go right
Esau
up.
is crazy as hell.
Go, keep going. What? Does it say anything in the bottom?
So
On the bottom.
Oh, nah. I
That's
know.
not- Go back up. Let me see. But the previous page, this show us a picture of Sanoka.
Right.
That look like the Son of God over there. The previous
Yo,
two
go back. Go
pages.
back.
The previous 2 pages.
Go back.
Keep going. Keep
No,
going.
he going go to the
Keep
other
going,
page.
Keep going. I think it shows you the Sonika and keep going. Not that one. Keep going. Keep going. Back.
Oh,
Oh, you have to go to the different pages. There was one page earlier where you was reading.
Uh-huh.
It shows you the I think probably a Wikipedia, but never mind.
oh,
Right.
yeah. The
Keep
cover.
going,
The
keep going.
cover of the Wikipedia. I know you're talking about. The cover of the Wikipedia.
Let's keep going. No, never mind. Never mind.
Yes,
There you go. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Right.
Black.
Go back up. No. Go back to the whole to the article.
The page. Go back to the book
Right. Go. Keep going. Look, a portrait of a
of a Sinike man.
So how is it white now?
Now he said, "Oh, it meant white though." The Jedi mind trick, man.
Damn.
They try to get you.
It says 1890.
I'm gonna show you why they throw that in there. Now go back to that same page where they said that it
That
meant
like
white.
Son of God right there.
Go back to the other page. Now, remember it said called themselves Sinike, right? The Seracoles called themselves Sinike, which is said to have originally meant white, which is BS. Now, go to the next page. And then we're going to take a break.
Read highlighted.
No, start from the Mandingans.
The Mandingans, who are now broken up into many rival petty states,
So this is the Mandingos still. Go ahead.
are excellent husbandmen, but display their remarkable talents chiefly as traders.
Watch this.
They have been compared to the
Seracoles,
Seracoles,
the Sinikes, remember? They called them what?
the Jews of West Africa.
So they know the Sinikes are the Jews of West Africa. They know that. That's who they be. That's who they are.
And they're not white.
And they not white. All right? Hey, so with that, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be back. All right. You can call us at 267-702-6121, or you can text us at 267-702-6121. All right. See you after the break. Shalom.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Going in, going all in. Going all in. I'm going in, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in.
Reality said it, no longer a babe in this truth, I'm his minister. This work that I put in, these hours I spend ain't enough, I'm his prisoner. Raised from the blood of the men that they sin, but found grace in the one that can pull us out. A true prophet never backs down. I lose it all and come back down. Red with the best, I won't settle for minuscule.
How are these men calling themselves the sons of God?
You are now flying.
We hit the block in the thousands. From Detroit to Ghana, from old block back to the islands. Reach. The army of God, we here to clean up the problems. Preach. That fervent heat, some more on the beat. So who finna pay for this blood in the streets?
And this is what we do from island to island, state to state, country to country. This is our mission.
Fly through the areas I had to fulfill my purpose. To shake the whole earth with a boom when I hit the surface. They trembling nervous. They know I'm coming for certain. To murder all these niggas, devour all of these serpents. I patiently waited to turn up with fervent heat now that I'm activated. I'ma blow cause it's World War III. I hear you weeping, you're mourning, your nationality. Hiroshima and Nagasaki ain't got nothing on me. I was raised by chemists, I was made for the judgment. Don't be testing my limits, don't be pushing my buttons. In the Bible they call me flame and rebuke. And you know that that's the truth, but my homies call me nuke. I'm a nuke, I was sent here to destroy pleasures of sin. In the day of darkness, even darker than when the day began. Annihilation, no time for a battle.
I mean, what I just witnessed, it was pretty powerful. Black men, like that discipline.
When you form like I just seen, it sends a strong message.
Because I know it's hard for us to even visualize this. We have never seen a movie, a comic where we've done great things. We got to visualize it. We got to show it. Because it's written in the Bible.
Isaiah 40 and 31.
Watch this.
But they that wait upon the Lord.
That here is the patience and faith of the saints. They that wait upon the Lord
shall renew their strength.
Shall renew their strength.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
And shall mount to what you think that means? Have you ever seen a man fly?
Israel in Christ, I call that the walking Bible. The problem, people think they have a thought process. God don't care what you think. He says, do my will.
Don't say things you think is in the Bible. Unity, that's what the term Israel united in Christ, because Christ is our king, and he's our black Messiah.
We went to a TV show and the callers asked me how can they join this truth.
Israel united in Christ is in for the truth, and it needs to be out there. Everyone has to hear about this.
Today was the great opening that our people may come, know who they are, according to the Bible.
God calls us the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israelites.
Now we are lost sheep. We have to go back to encourage ourselves that we are Israelites.
Israel united in Christ, from corners to countries, gathering the 12 tribes of Israel. We gonna take the world.
Hey, Most High in Christ, bless Israel, Bishop of that. Yeah, some of you call me the general, and I appreciate that term, but today we're going to find out if I'm a true general or not.
في متى 28 أمر المسيح بالتأديب اذهبوا إلى كل الأمم وعمدوهم باسم الآب والابن والروح القدس وعلمهم أن ينتبهوا بغض النظر عما أوصيك بفعله كما نعلم فإن 12 قبيلة من إسرائيل كما قال يعقوب 1:1 منتشرة في جميع أنحاء العالم جميع البلدان من تجارة الرقيق جنوب الصحراء الكبرى إلى تجارة الرقيق عبر المحيط الأطلسي. حسنا، سنتعامل مع ذلك. Das Evangelium wurde überall gepredigt, doch es gibt noch viel zu tun. Okay, hinzu. Korintherbrief Kapitel 10, rund Vers 16. Ich glaube, Paulus hat gesagt, man solle das Evangelium in Regionen jenseits seiner selbst predigen und sich nicht mit der Arbeit anderer Männer rühmen. Wir wollen nicht damit prahlen, dass kein anderes Lager so hoch arbeitet, dass wir auf eine Mission berufen werden. Wir müssen diese Mission erfüllen. Ik heb je nodig, dapper en gedurft nodig, Diakenen, Kapiteins, Offizieren, Soldaten, op te staan en jezelf waardig te tonen voor deze waarheid. Oké, dus wat ik ga doen, ik ga je iets laten zien. Yoku kite, kono chizu o miseru. Kanada ni waikutsuka no gako arimasu. Amerika no itaru tokoro ni mo aru. Takaki kami ni kanshashimasu. Tsugi wa Mekishiko ni hairu. No tenemos ninguna base todavía aquí. Entiende, no tenemos fundamento. Tenemos enseñanzas, pero ningún fundamento. El Altísimo nos acaba de permitir abrir una escuela aquí en Ecuador. Pero escucha, mira, no tenemos fundamento en estas áreas. Está bien, tenemos algunas enseñanzas, pero ningún fundamento. Sin fundamento, necesitamos llegar a toda Argentina y Chile. Tuna shule kadha katika bara la Afrika kutoa sifa zote kadhalika walio juu zaidi kadhalika hilo shule kadha tunazo hapa, lakini hiyo haitoshi. Tunahitaji shule nyingi zaidi za ukweli wa Injili inayofundishwa sawa. Tunahitaji kugonga maeneo haya Madagascar hata Zambia, Angola sawa. Ndio tunaanza msingi hapa Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Congo. D'accord, nous n'avons rien. Oh, nous aussi nous avons l'Europe. Pas encore de fondation en Espagne, une petite école France. L'Allemagne nous en faut plus. Il y a plus de travail à faire, plus de travail à faire. Eka, आणि या भागात कोणतीही मूलभूत शिकवण नाही. जेव्हा मी पाया म्हणतो, तेव्हा मला शाळा म्हणतात. मी एक माणूस एक संपूर्ण गेला याचा अर्थ असा नाही इकडे क्षेत्र आणि बाकी काहीतरी शिकवले. मी बोलत आहे की कोणताही पाया नाही, या प्रदेशात सुवार्ता शिकवली जात आहे. म्हणून आम्हाला आवश्यक आहे तेथे सत्य शिकवायचे. ठीक आहे. अगदी ऑस्ट्रेलिया, आमचे काही लोक इथे आहेत ऑस्ट्रेलियामध्ये. ठीक आहे. न्यूगिनी, इंडोनेशिया, सुमात्रा, व्हिएतनाम. ठीक आहे. या प्रदेशामध्ये आहेत इस्रायली पाया नाही. सत्य सुवार्ता शिकवली पाहिजे की आपल्या लोकांना या प्रदेशात विखुरलेले आहेत. Está bem, a partir do momento do comércio subsaariano de escravos. Compreende isso. Compreende isso, Israel. Compreende isto. Muito trabalho a fazer. Muito trabalho a fazer. Allora Israele, ho bisogno di alcuni volontari. Ho bisogno che alcuni di voi uomini potenti si alzino in piedi. Diaconi, capitani, ufficiali,
Hey, shalom. We are back from the break. All right, we're back from the break. Hey, listen, so when we before we went on break, hey, go back to the page again. We're gonna link up some things. Read that again. At present day.
At present day, they are little more than clowns, the laughing stock of the children. The Mandingans, who are now broken up into many rival petty states.
Hey, hold on, stop. Hey, they still can hear us online though, right? All right, go ahead.
Are excellent husbandmen, but display their remarkable talents chiefly as traders. They have been compared to the Saracoles.
So they've been compared to so it's talking about the Mandingos. They've been compared to the Saracoles. Why? Because they're the same people. Go ahead. Remember, the Mandingos is just, remember they divided. The Mandingos is just the Muslim side of them. They call themselves Mandingos. Hence Mali, Malinke. Mandingos. All right? The Mali Empire. Go ahead.
The Jews of West Africa.
So the Soninke or Saracoles are termed the Jews of West Africa because they know we are the Jews. They know that they are the Jews. Read on.
But unlike them, are chiefly wholesale dealers, carrying on a large caravan trade between Sierra Leone.
So they have a trade caravan going to Sierra Leone. Go ahead.
And Timbuktu.
One of the most famous cities in Africa. Okay, one of the most famous cities in Africa, Timbuktu. All right, so the Saracoles or the Soninkes, the Jews of West Africa, were going to towns like Sierra Leone and Timbuktu. Read on.
And extending their expeditions from the Senegal to the Lower Niger.
Right, and extending their what?
Their expeditions from the Senegal to the Lower Niger.
All right, so from there, drop that. Now, hey, give me.
And also, what do you think happens there when they go over there and do those sell trades? They're dropping babies like crazy over there. They're having their seed over there. So the seed of Israel is throughout the whole damn land. You understand? Because they're not just going to go there and, don't do nothing. Jake.
Jake.
You know what I'm saying? They go over there, make some money.
And spend that money, too.
Spend that money, get that ABK, right?
Hey, what's up, man?
Why
you throwing shots? Why you throwing shots right now? But
Get that ABK.
That's Judah, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, get that modern day Henny that they have over there.
Oh, man.
You know, get a couple of shorty.
Dang.
After that, anything's possible.
You know, like, yo, I just spent about 10,000. You know, just some trade. You know, trying to floss that money. Drop some.
You know what's
over
crazy?
there.
You know what's crazy about what you're saying? I did read a part. I didn't. Now you bringing that out that the Mandingos, the Sinike, they were drinking a lot.
You know what happened after you drink? You know? So,
they were drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, damn.
But on a real note, though, we reading those history, but we forgot those parts as well.
Yeah.
Because you understand, they're traveling months and months, doing trades, businesses. You know, things are going to happen. Right. You understand? And the majority of them wasn't keeping the law at that time. So, you know, anything goes.
Yep.
So they're dropping babies left and right, and just bounce. So those kids are still are Israelites.
Right.
You know?
Right. Hey, give me Babylon of Timbuktu. We all know this book, right? We all know this book, Babylon of Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. Okay? One of my favorite books. Give me page. Yes, you can read that. We're going to skip around a little bit. No, at the bottom.
The Black Jewish Empire of Ghana.
So we still, listen, I know I'm going around the world with Mauritania, but I'm just showing you that we were there before when the book History of the Christian Church, it says that Mark went to Mauritania and other parts of Africa. What I'm showing you that we were there. Who he was teaching.
In the previous books, it says that the Sinoke and they built the Empire of Ghana.
Yes.
So now this book is saying the Black Jewish.
We about to link it all up.
Of Ghana, yeah.
About to link it all up. Go ahead.
The ancient Black Empire of Ghana was established in the Western Sudan. During the colonial period, the Western Sudan was called French West Africa. The northern boundary of this region is the Sahara Desert.
So, remember, the colonial period is when Esau came in and took different parts of Africa. That's why it's called the French West Africa, because the French took those parts of Africa. Mali, Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, they took those portions of Africa. Ivory Coast of the Balfour Declaration in 1884. Go ahead.
The western and southern border is Lake Chad. Some rivers of this region are the frequency about 300 AD, and they continued with the utmost regularity for 1,200 years.
Read.
Joseph J. Williams points out the course of the Jewish migration from northeastern Africa.
See that? So we always migrated from northeastern Africa. Read.
He writes that the Jews migrated up the Nile, passing Memphis, Elephantine.
Elephantine is in Egypt. Read.
Khartoum. And then they turned west at Kordofan.
So all those areas is like the Sudan. So we went through Egypt into the Sudan, all right, near Ethiopia, came through central Sudan, which is Kordofan. Go ahead.
In central Sudan. In the region of the White Nile, Williams thinks some Jews settled in the country of the Shilluk and the southern Sudan and Uganda.
So we're there. Remember the scripture says, Zephaniah. We are in those areas. We're still in those areas. That's why we have the diaspora. Zephaniah, what is it, Zephaniah 3?
Yeah. I got it. Zephaniah, chapter 3, in verse 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my supplying, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering.
You see that? So we are in those areas. All right, Ethiopia, Uganda, we're still there. A remnant of our people are there. Read.
He continues.
Go ahead.
He continues by tracing the migration from Kordofan going west to Darfur.
You see how Esau do a diligent search, man. They pay millions of dollars to just look us up. That's all they doing.
They're hunting our steps.
Yeah, they're hunting our steps, man.
Their purpose is to destroy us.
Go ahead.
Lake Chad, Kano, and then to the countries of the Niger River.
So the countries of the Niger River, remember, one of them was Old Calabar, the Epik. That was the first article. Okay, the Epik, down by the Niger River. You have the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Epik. That's where we fled. We always fled in those areas. Nigeria. Go ahead.
The original habitation of the Songhai people was Gujia.
Jump down. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead.
About this founder?
Yes, read that.
This founder of the first Sudanic dynasty in Western Africa was a black Jew.
Where's the bomb? Read it again.
This founder of the first Sudanic dynasty in Western Africa was a black Jew.
Go ahead. Go up. Read here, stop. Read Zael Yemeni. No, go down. Keep reading. I'm sorry. Keep reading.
His name is sometimes written Zael Ayamin.
No, man. Wait. Back up.
What happened? You see something?
You don't stop from the top where you was going to start.
Go ahead.
Yemen.
Zael Yemeni came to Kuka about 300 AD.
Read.
An ancient abode of the Songhai tribe. He established a line of kings known as the Za or the Dia dynasty. This founder of the first Sudanic dynasty in Western Africa was a black Jew.
Boom. You see that? He started all that when he came over. Go ahead.
His name is sometimes written Zaal Ayamin. Joseph J. Williams says that a citizen of Timbuktu named Abdabrahman Essi Sadai wrote 1652 in his book Tariqa es-Sudan, History of the Sudan, that Zaal Ayamin was derived from Zamin el-Yemen, which means he has come from Yemen.
Boom. So what does that say? Our people are in Yemen.
Right. Go ahead.
Zael Yemeni came to the Niger country by the way of Wargla in central Algeria. Wargla was a great trading center of the black Jews. Dr. Barth and Professor Godby say that Za, the founder of the first Jewish dynasty, established his capital later at Gao on the eastern upper Niger River. The Arabs, Moors, and the Sudanic writers attribute to the ancient black African Hebrews.
The black African Hebrews. Go ahead.
The establishment of the first empires.
So they credit us, the black African Hebrews, the establishment of the first empires that happened in like Mauritania on that western side of Morocco, Algeria, and so forth. Right? Go ahead.
The erection of the first public buildings in the country. The construction of the first canals and irrigation.
So Esau always say we was uncivilized. We was savage barbarians. They called us barbarians. But look, we had the first irrigation system, canals and so forth. Remember it said before the Romans went into Africa, we had thriving communities. Y'all remember that from the last show? We had thriving communities, right? Go ahead.
And the institution of a social economic regime which still survives in all Saharan communities. By what factors can we explain the emergence of black Hebrew
hegemony
and leadership over the indigenous tribes?
Over Ham, read.
The answer is simple. The Jews came into the Western Sudan from northern and eastern Africa as a result of a chain of commercial and persecutory migrations.
Yeah, that's when the Babylonians, the Assyrians, all those captivities, we were fleeing into Africa. 70 AD, which we're going to get into later on. Okay, we were always migrating into Africa. Go ahead.
The Jews had settled among the most civilized people throughout the ages. They adopted new methods from other people and left their material, educational, and moral imprint among the people with whom they resided.
Ham. Remember that Psalms, 105, 106, and 34, 35? Where we mingle amongst them and learned their works. Go ahead.
For many centuries, the Hebrews had to employ great physical and psychological initiative. They could not afford to be complacent or apathetic. They were hated. So apathy could mean cultural stagnation or death.
All right, go down. I don't want all this. Yep, this is what I want. Yep, go ahead. Read that part, and then we...
The black Jews?
Yep.
The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
So we had an advantage over Ham. Go ahead.
They carried their culture.
So we did carry our culture. Go ahead.
History.
Laws.
And written records with them.
So we had everything with us. All right, so all that plays a part. Go ahead.
This assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization.
Read.
Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the autochthonous population.
So that was Ham. All right, so we kept separate from them. Go ahead.
In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes.
So it was the other way around. We absorbed them. Go ahead.
The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people.
Read.
In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings.
So this is the Ghana Empire. We're found what?
Kings.
So we had kings.
Princes.
Read.
Governors.
We had governors.
Generals. Secretaries.
Read.
Treasurers. Revenue agents.
Read.
Judges. Architects. Engineers. Doctors. Historians. Language interpreters. Mathematicians. Jewelers. Sculptors. Masons. Carpenters. Painters of art. Goldsmiths. Leather workers. Potters. Armorers. Saddlers. Blacksmiths. Agriculturalists, etc. The black Hebrew kings.
You can read on. Go ahead. I'm trying to. Y'all can say something. I'm trying to get something on the fact that the matter of that's what we had when we was in Africa. We were very skillful people. We were genius, man.
Hey, let me get Baruch 336. Baruch 336. So all these are the historical facts, and the Most High put that also in the Bible. Why we were so successful as a people.
All right. The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge.
So all these things you see, that's the Most High created those, all the way of knowledge, you know.
And have given it unto Jacob his servant.
See that? Give it to Israel, Jacob his servant. Go ahead.
And to Israel his beloved.
See that? We are the beloved of God. So all these things came from us. There's another scripture in Jeremiah says that we are the former of all things. Right? Where we taught the whole world.
Right.
Because remember, everything was given to Adam. And Adam had to teach everybody the knowledge of God.
Right.
Let me get Romans 3. Let's get that in the New Testament. 3 verse 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there in circumcision?
We just read that, right?
Yep.
The Jews had an advantage over the people of the land. Because why? The knowledge of the Lord was with us. We had the Spirit of God. We are the chosen people of God. We don't?
Right. Much every way.
In every way possible.
Chiefly.
We have advantage over everybody. Okay? You say mainly, go ahead.
Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
Right. Unto them was committed all the knowledge of God. You found all the knowledge and give it to Jacob, his servant, Israel, his beloved. So we was not running in Africa butt naked, saying booga booga like a damn monkey. Esau was doing that in the caves of Europe. He was living like a monkey.
Right.
Let's get that in Job. Just got his thoughts together. Where we going? Job 30. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Briars.
The book of Job, chapter 30, and start verse 1, right? But now, they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Right, so now they have us in derision. They call us niggers, spicks, wetback, bywords. Go ahead.
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
So Job says, I would even let them sit with the dog of my flock. They probably would try and sleep with a damn dog. That's our business. Go ahead, we don't.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary.
That for lack of, if I can't see the light, man. Go ahead, read that again.
For want and famine they were solitary.
Yeah, they were solitary. They was, go ahead.
Fleeing into the wilderness.
Fleeing into the mountains. And you got it? Good. Go ahead, read that again.
For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness.
Caucasus Mountain, go ahead, South Georgia, Russia. Read on.
In former times, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
Right, so that was living like them cavemen. And that was their meat. Because they were solitary. Go ahead, read on.
They were driven forth from among men.
So we drove them into those mountains, into the caves. Go ahead.
They cried after them as after a thief.
Because they are thieves. See, there you go right there. This is where they used to live at. So how the hell a caveman going to come down and civilize the children of God? Out of your mind. Go ahead, read on.
Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools.
They're children of fools, read on.
Yea, children of base men.
Base men.
They were viler
The
than the
lowest of all men on earth. Go ahead. Damn.
They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song.
See, that the scripture says they are viler than the earth. And now we are their song. They're calling us, go ahead.
Yea, I am their byword.
Now we their niggas. They're calling us niggas. Why? Because we break God's law. So there's no way in hell that anything this guy says about us is true.
Right.
A bunch of liars. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I just sent 2 pages. This is backing up. We'll also just bringing out how Esau looked at it. Remember, we had a vast empire in Africa. Okay. All right. Ghana, we had all of these things, doctors, lawyers, secretaries. We had our own armies and so forth. Watch this, what Esau did when we came over. Give me the other page first. Want the other one? Yep. I'm going to show you what they did. So, remember, don't forget, we paralleling things with Rome into today. So, watch what they did to us. Remember, when they brought us over here in slavery. Watch what Esau did to us to dumb us down. Go down to the bottom. Transplanted. I just want that to that period. Go ahead.
Transplanted to America. However, the man who had special talents for killing and stealing was likely to be speedily eliminated.
You see that? So listen, this is us being, they talking about us. This book is called The Negro and the Negro in Africa. I'm butchering probably the title, but this is us, the physical conditions we went through. So he letting you know, those of us that had special talents in killing and stealing, that special talents in killing was a warrior. Martial arts. He's a martial artist.
Remember you read that earlier about how tall they were and expert in
yeah.
Yep.
Warlike. So now when we came over here, Esau said, get rid of them. Because what happened? You'll teach the others. Right. Or you're more likely to rise up. Go ahead.
And you know what, too? He read back in his story in Rome, 70 A.D.
Yeah.
Not 70 AD, 193 A.D.
Right,
when we took over the Roman Empire.
Oh, they ain't forget that.
Yeah, they didn't forget that. They said, yo, we got to separate them niggas. Nah, hell no.
Yep.
We remember what happened to us.
It's 711 AD.
Right.
Go ahead, you about to say something?
That was the same thing that was happening in Brazil. Remember that fighting martial arts style? Capoeira. They created that on spot. Like, all right, they can't know that we some fighters.
Right.
So let's hide it in a dance.
Right.
That's how they was escaping the plantation. That's how skilled they were.
Hey, I'm going to bring it up to Levi. I'm going to bring up to Levi real quick.
Get out.
We're going to go to Haiti. Hey, we're going to go to Haiti, man.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, remember the Haitian Revolution? Toussaint L'Ouverture, they say he was the son of a king over in West Africa from the Arada tribe, the Kingdom of Ardra, right? So they say they had a special art of the machete. Remember, they gave us machetes to do what in the sugar plantation, to cut down the sugar canes. Right. They used the machete to take down Esau and take down Napoleon and them in the Haitian Revolution. And there was a special art that they had with the. Now I wish we could play. We ain't got much time to play that joint. But the way the art behind the machete sword fighting, they were experts with the machete, man.
They're still doing it today.
Huh?
They're still practicing that today.
Yeah, they still practicing it.
Right.
They keep it as it's a secrecy though. It's a secret. They keep it amongst
He's not a
themselves.
secret no more. Esau go.
Yeah, Esau. Right. Yep. Yeah, you the one that showed us that video that first time. Yep.
Right. And that's not their normal weapons of war that they was using over there. It just shows how skillful they were. They can take any weapon and use it in war.
Bro, anything, bro. Anything. All right, go to the next page. Watch this. I'm going to show you how they dumbed us down.
Just a highlight?
Yep.
The conditions with field Negroes.
We dealing with the field Negro.
Were very different, except on very small plantations where the owner looked after his own agricultural operations and had few hands to direct and train. Field Negroes had little contact with whites. They were handled in groups.
So the field Negro was handled in groups. Go ahead.
And did not receive careful individual attention. Most of the work assigned to them was simple and monotonous.
So most of the work was simple and monotonous. Monotonous mean it was tedious. All right, and it was tedious and routinely. Go ahead.
Exacting little intelligence or expert skill.
So they used that type of work to give to us, so that we wouldn't. It exacted little intelligence or any type of expert skill. Here's the reason behind that. Read on.
At the height of the crop season, the labor was long and severe, inducing great weariness.
Read.
The inevitable tendency of these conditions.
So the inevitable tendency of these conditions of what? Being given us simple and monotonous work that exacted little intelligence or expert skill to do, read,
was to deaden intellectual activity.
You see that? So they gave us that type of work to deaden our intellectual activity. They didn't want us to think. That's why they killed off those with special talents and so forth, that our spiritual advisors that was amongst us at the time. They killed all of them off, man.
I'm about to say, if I may, the bishop brought that out last night in the book where he showed how we showed our ingenuity in creating the stuff with the barrels.
Yes.
Making our work easier for us.
Like the cotton gin and so forth. Right. All praises. Read on.
The inevitable tendency of these conditions was to deaden intellectual activity.
And what?
And unfit them for work requiring alert wits and deft hands.
So they created that environment for us so we would not think. So we would not come together and have any type of intellect to build anything like we had in West Africa. They knew we was a great people, so they like, look, we got to deaden all of that so they don't even think to do anything great anymore.
They still do that today.
Yeah. Yes.
Low-paying jobs.
Hey, you on to something. The warehouses, bro.
Yep.
I used to work at the warehouse, and it's just routinely. What they did is the same thing. You just moving a box from here to there all day, 12 hours. You just move a box on a conveyor belt. No thinking. There's no thinking involved in moving a box from here for picking. They used to call it picking. You get on the machine and you go pick.
Yep, they call it picking. Yeah.
Still slavery, bro.
Right. And also, that's why it calls America spiritual Egypt, because the Egyptians said the same thing. Soon as they started thinking about going to the Lord, they said, "Oh, you Israelites be idle. Give them more work.
Yeah,
take them away from their God." Same thing.
Why? Because they don't want us to think.
Yeah. When you stop working as much and you focus on the Lord, now you can actually see. Okay, I'm oppressed. Let me focus on the Most High and get myself out of here.
Right. Hey, give me the page now. 94. It's called a tropical dependency.
You play that video real quick. It's 2 seconds.
Oh, that's the
we were talking about earlier.
Oh, the machete drink?
Yeah. That's an 001. And that's a sister too. Yeah, play real quick.
Look at that. What?
How you say that, Thierry Machette? Machete.
They still have that art, man. We still,
Go down there and learn that thing now.
Yeah, my husband better never cheat on her.
And Asher, oh, she's crazy.
Man, getting his ankles chopped off.
Her husband better never cheat on her.
Yeah.
And that same art with the machete, Asher call it grima. Grima. So they have Asher has a stick with theirs, and they have the machete. All right. Watch this. Read this.
We learn by extracts.
All right. So I know we went all over the place. It's kind of sidebar, but we back on track. Watch this.
We learn by extracts from a Hausa record of which, Hausa record of which the original has unfortunately been destroyed. That the people of Ghana.
So remember, the people of Ghana, the Seninke, the Mandingos, okay, that was in Mauritania and so forth in the beginning. The people of Ghana, read,
were anciently known by the name of Toruf or Taru.
So keep that name in mind, Toruf. So the people of Ghana, the Seninke, and the Mandingos, all the same people, were known as Toruf. Go ahead.
And that they claim to have come from the territory lying between the Tigris and the Euphrates.
Wait. Whoa. The people of Ghana claim to come from where?
Between the Tigris and the Euphrates.
Where's the Tigris and the Euphrates? Can we get a map, please? Where's the Tigris and the Euphrates? Yeah, just blow up something. Okay, yeah, you can do the free. All right. Click on there. Zoom out. There's the Euphrates River. They go to Tigris River. Zoom out. Or zoom, am I saying it? Zoom out. You can't? All right, go to one you can zoom out. I want to see something. Hey, yeah, click on that one. Click the one that's right there. Yep. All right. So here's the Tigris River and there's the Euphrates River. So they said, so listen, Esau's slick. They know we came from Israel, out the land of Israel, but instead they don't want to say that. So they just say, look, they came from the Tigris and the Euphrates River, or the Near East. But letting you know we came from Palestine. That's what they're saying. Go ahead.
Hey, officer. In reality, they are saying that we came from Israel. If we can get 2 Esdras 13 really quick.
Go ahead.
2 Esdras 13 and just verse 40 and verse 43.
Hey, and I'm also showing you something else because they're actually right with what they're saying. I'm gonna show you something else. Go ahead.
Right.
2 Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
Remember, officer was already bringing out from the beginning that this was Asher, the northern kingdom. These are those 10 tribes. Go ahead.
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
Now jump to verse 43. Where did they enter into to go to that new land that they were going to go to?
And they entered into Euphrates.
To where?
Euphrates.
So northern kingdom was coming from the Euphrates. Why? They was in that area. So it's telling you that over there, the people that came from that land was Israelites.
From where? Remember the Assyrian captivity?
Right.
So guess what's between the Tigris and the Euphrates River? Where did that other, bro? Now I don't know where you're going. You should have kept the map that we had. Thank you. Blow it up.
Right there.
What's between Euphrates and the Tigris River? Assyria. Remember, they took us out of our land, so it's not far-fetched. They took us out of our land and put us in Syria's land, Assyrians' land. Okay, so let's go back. Come on. Read it again. We learned. You can start.
We learned. Sorry. We learned by extracts from a Hausa record.
Man, hold on, man. That was highlighted, bro. What you mean? Where is that?
Nah, I was looking for a part closer to the Euphrates, sir.
All right.
That's what I was looking for.
You all right?
Yeah, you're right.
Mercy. We learned by
Go ahead, man.
We learn by extracts from a Hausa record, of which the original has unfortunately been destroyed.
Why? Why the original unfortunately been destroyed? Remember, they destroyed and burnt our records. Remember that? They destroyed and burnt all our records, man. Go ahead.
That the people of Ghana were anciently known by the name of Toruth or
Toruth. Go ahead.
Or Torud.
So keep that name in mind. Read.
And that they claim to have come from the territory lying between the Tigris and the Euphrates.
Right. Read on.
In other words, they claim descent from the Assyrians or the Babylonians.
So you see that? So he's saying, in other words, we claim descent for the Assyrians or the Babylonians, but we were the Israelites that was over there. That's right. Remember the Yoruba? Yeah, because the same thing happened with the Yoruba, but I get that later. But go ahead.
Both peoples who had their origin in the Taurus Mountains and reached their highest development in the valley of the Euphrates and the Tigris.
Watch this. Watch this.
If the migration of the people of Ghana formed part of the movement impelled by the Chaldean conquest of Babylon.
What is he talking about? Read.
This would carry their settlement in Africa back to the 7th century before Christ.
That's what we wanted to get to the whole time, is the fact that we were there before Mark went over there.
Damn.
Give me the 7th century, the 7th century BC. Give me that era. What happened? What happened? Remember, he said the Chaldean Babylon conquest. What was going on? 7th century BC. Go down. What took place? Yep, read that.
The Neo-Assyrian Empire continued to dominate the Near East during this century, exercising formidable power over neighbors like Babylon and Egypt.
Read on.
In the last 2 decades of the century, however, the empire began to unravel as numerous enemies made alliances and waged war from all sides.
Watch this. Read.
The Assyrians finally left the world stage permanently when their capital Nineveh was destroyed in 612 BC.
By who? By who?
These events gave rise to the Neo-Babylonian Empire.
Read.
Which would dominate the region for much of the following century.
Babylon came in. This was the beginning of the Babylonian captivity. We fled into Africa. We left the Assyrian. Give me that in Tobit.
Yep. The book of Tobit, chapter 14 and verse 15. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Ahasuerus. And before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh.
You see that? So the Babylonians came in and sacked Nineveh. And guess what? We fled out of there. We got up out of there and fled right into Africa. Remember, that was the safest route. All right? So from there, you could get out of that. Go back to the page. Now, give me the next page. Remember Toruth. How much time we got? All right, we got 10 minutes. Go ahead, read that. Read the title. Origin of who?
The origin of the Fulani.
So this is the origin of the Fulani, another tribe. All right, go down to in the course of his relations.
In the course of his relations with the Fulani.
So we just going to read. This is all good stuff right here. But the point is on the next page. Read on.
The Gueridon was particularly struck with their peculiar knowledge of Jewish history.
So he's talking about the Fulani. He said he was struck with their peculiar knowledge of Jewish history. Go ahead.
So familiarly did they speak of the chief Hebrew personalities of the Old Testament.
So the Fulani always talked about those of our forefathers in the Old Testament. Read.
And so well posted were they with the principal events related in it.
Read.
That they could not, argued De Gueridon, have acquired their knowledge merely through Arabic sources.
So he's like, because remember, the Fulani was following Islam. So he said the way they talking about the Old Testament, that couldn't have came from no Arabic sources. That didn't come from Arabic sources the way they talking about the Bible. Read.
They referred to those times as though dealing with their own national record.
Whoa. The Fulani dealt with what?
Their own national records.
So they refer to those times as though dealing with their own national records. Watch this, read on.
Moses and Abraham might have been individuals of the same
race as themselves. Because that's the way the way we talk about the Bible now, that's the way we did it in Africa. Like, we knew them personally because that's our people. That's the way they talked about the scriptures, man. Because they were the same race. Go ahead.
In their oral legends.
There we go, oral legends. Go ahead.
Moses plays a very important part.
Why would Moses play a very important part with the Fulani tribe? In the oral legends. Go ahead.
And although certain passages of the scriptures are transformed or rather assimilated, they have so intense a biblical and Hebraic tone as to exclude all Arabic influence.
So even though they follow Islam, the way they were speaking and so forth, he said, they're not really Islamic. They not. There's nothing Arabic about them. They Hebrews. Read.
The Gueridon noted, however, that their Israelitish chronicles ceased after Solomon.
So we only had up to Solomon. Remember, we fled after the Assyrian captivity. Babylonian came in, we fled. So all we had was the Old Testament up to King Solomon. Read.
What they knew of the miracles of our Savior was so distorted and erroneous as to prove that the New Testament had reached them from afar.
Right. Hey, that's Mark them going over there. Mark them went over there. Read.
In a vague and fragmentary condition. The Gueridon's conclusions are best given in his own words. It would seem as if the Poles, Fulani, if they themselves did not profess the Jewish faith, which I would rather be disposed to affirm than deny, were at least in permanent contact with the Jewish people in remote times. And that, influenced at one time or another by the Israelites, they received Old Testament legends directly from them.
You see that? Watch this.
Dr. Blyden also testifies in an indirect way to the close acquaintance of the Fulani with the history of ancient Hebraic personalities. They hold the language of the Quran, he remarks, in the greatest veneration, affirming that it is the language which was spoken by Adam, Seth, Noah, Abraham, and Ishmael.
So that's not true. Go ahead.
The descendants of Ishmael, they contend, have never been in bondage to any man.
All right, go to the next page.
Hey, officer, you know what this sound like? This sound like John 4 with that woman, the Samaritan woman.
Yeah.
How would she know out of nowhere that, are you greater than our forefather Jacob that gave our father Joseph this well? How could she know that history except she's an Israelite?
Except she would be an Israelite.
Makes no sense.
It is
at this time, we just in West Africa.
Right.
Go ahead.
It is significant.
Watch this. Remember the Taurus, the people of Ghana from the last book. Watch this.
It is significant that the son and successor of Othman Danfodio, Sultan Bello of Hausa, second Fulani ruler over the Hausa states, in the history of the Sudan, written in Arabic characters, which he gave to Clapperton, describes the Taurus.
Remember the Taurus from the last book. I said keep that in mind. Watch this.
Who may, I think, be identified with the Taurus, a sect of Fulani greatly looked up to
as what?
As having originated from the Jews.
The people of Ghana are the Jews. That's all they're saying. I had to cross-reference a couple of books to bring that out. The people of Ghana are the Jews. Going back to the Soninke. Read on. We're going to end off with this page right here.
Mungo Park.
Go ahead.
When writing of his experiences among the Mandingos.
So y'all remember the Mandingos. You had the Soninke and the Mandingos. Same people. Just the Mandingos were the Muslim side of the Soninke. Or the Taurus. Go ahead.
Who appear to have been converted to...
Or the Saracoles. Remember the Saracoles, still the Soninke. Jews of West Africa. Read.
Who appear to have been converted to Islam by the Fulani, with whom they have been in close relationship, amiable and the reverse.
Read.
For many centuries, observed a similar widespread knowledge of incidents in Old Testament history, such as the death of Abel.
So this is the Mandingo now. They knew about the death of Abel. Read.
The lives of the patriarchs.
The lives of the patriarchs.
Joseph's dream.
They had Joseph's dream.
And so on. Winterbottom is equally emphatic. The customs of these people, the Fulani, he says, bear a striking resemblance to those of the Jews described in the Pentateuch.
The Pentateuch.
And after Muhammad, Moses is held by them in the highest estimation.
So now he said after Muhammad, Moses is held by them by the highest estimation. All right, why? They couldn't really hold Moses in higher estimation than Muhammad, or they'd be killed. All right, go ahead.
There is some uniformity, too, between the following descriptive passages. The first is from Kenrick, American edition. The second from Lying's History of the Salima people and the relations with the Fulani.
Hey, go back up real quick. Go back up. Go back up. So you see the little asterisk next to Jews, right? Y'all see that? Right there. Circle that. Yeah. Right? So remember the Taurus, the people of Ghana originated from the Jews, right? Go down. Watch this. Go down. The asterisk goes to here. Read the first paragraph.
The Jews were commanded on the Day of the Atonement.
The Day of Atonement is actually tonight.
Damn.
The Day of Atonement is tonight.
What a coincidence.
Read.
To provide a goat to carry the sins of the people. And the high priest was to lay his hand on the head of the goat and confess the national sins.
Read.
So among the Egyptians.
So I don't need that. But to let you know, what he's telling you is that they were still doing that. That's what he's saying. We were still keeping the Day of Atonement, just like we're going to keep it tonight. All right? And I'm going to end it with that.
Hey,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can you go back a couple of pages where the part it says Abraham and Isaac was
right at the bottom here.
Islam, something like that?
All the way at the bottom.
No. You said it's Arabic influence, was that it? The language.
It had no Arabic influence. Oh, that one?
Right here, right.
Okay.
They hold the language of the Quran, he remarks, in the greatest veneration, affirming that it is the language which was spoken by Adam, Seth, Noah, Abraham, and Ishmael.
Let's kill that right there. Go to Genesis 14, verse 12.
Bring it out.
Although they're putting the truth in there, they got to throw a little lie in there.
Yeah, that's why you got to be careful of bones.
Is it 14, 14, Abraham the Hebrew? Yeah, 14.
Verse 13.
Start verse 12.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 14 and verse 12.
It's the battle of the kings, the 5 kings. Genesis, go ahead.
And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew.
See that? Abram the Hebrew. So the Quran came years after Christ died, for 500 years.
Right.
So it could not, Abraham could not be speaking the language of the Quran because Abraham was already gone and dead.
Right.
So Abraham spoke Hebrew. Noah, Adam, Seth, Noah, Abraham, even Ishmael spoke Hebrew.
Right.
Because his father was Abraham.
Right.
Trying to pull the fast one.
Not too deep.
I don't know. I was thinking of the scripture. One second.
Let me get that religion newly come up. So
Yeah, I got you.
I'm thinking of Genesis 11 and 1, but y'all go ahead.
What about the spoke one language?
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Whatever you want. Go ahead.
No. That's what you want. No, I want the one the newly come up.
Deuteronomy 32, 17.
The book of Deuteronomy.
So the Quran religion is a new religion. Just read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils, not to God. To gods whom they knew not. To new gods.
See, Abraham and Noah, Isaac was not sacrificing to new gods. Go ahead.
That came newly up.
See that? Newly up. Quran, Allah, that's a new God. That's a new religion. Go ahead.
Whom your fathers feared not.
See that? Abraham, Isaac, Noah, Seth did not fear those gods. That's right. And they never worshiped those gods. So they never could have speak,
Right.
It's crazy, man. Good, officer.
Yeah, I'm going to end it on that. All right, so I hope y'all got something out of the show. All praise the Most High. All right. Next show, Lord's Will, Life Last. Remember, we still dealing with the 5th Caesar Claudius, but we're gonna hit now next week. Not next week, but next show we're gonna start going into Spain and Gaul and so forth. Remember, the apostles went there also. All right, and then that's gonna lead us up into the 6th feather, Nero. We're gonna deal with Nero and then the persecutions and so forth, the martyrdom that happened to the apostles and the rest of the disciples. All right, off Sabbaton.
Hey, Israel, let's give a hand for the leadership. That was a great class. All praise. All praise Most High. Hey, Israel, you know what time it is. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, to Our Hidden History Radio. Hit the notifications button so you know when we go live. You can also subscribe to our Philly pages, IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get the latest content from the captains and officers of IUIC Philly. Donate to to IUIC Philadelphia on PayPal, to donate to Our Hidden History. You can put in the comment section OHH so we can get more books to bring out for the children of Israel. Let's bring out this hidden history, all right? You can donate on PayPal too, IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Also, donate to the Booster Club. You can donate to the Booster Club on PayPal too, IUIC.Fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. And last but not least, subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC. And to the next two, Raven and Wolves with Deacon Malafire. Then can you play the wolf, bro?
Yeah, I know.
Damn, we never get the wolf from the deacon.
Give me the wolf.
Yeah.
Damn.
They still ain't do it.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with brothers, man.
Disrespectful.
But hey, all praise to the Most High. Hey, give a well.
Damn. That's a way to
Damn. Hey, play that one. Hit that sound bite.
They just rebellious.
Oh, look at
wow. You play that one, huh?
Hey, but give a shout out to IT, man. Great job, guys. Also, let's shout out the sisters, man. All praises for that breakfast. All praise the Most High. All right. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.